Let me start with a story that sounds like a divine romantic comedy. A woman prayed to St. Joseph for 10 years for a good husband. 10 years. At that point, even most of the patient among us might start drafting a strongly worded email to heaven. But one Sunday morning, she returned from Mass and knelt before her favorite statue of St. Joseph, imploring him to grant her request. But after 10 minutes, in a fit of irritation and despair, she took the statue from the table and threw it out through the window. A young man passing by the house was struck on the head with it, causing a severe cut. He knocked at the door of the house for help and, of course, for an explanation. The client of St. Joseph apologized, offering to attend the injury, and took him to hospital. They became good friends. And 6 months later, they were married and lived happily ever after. Well, now I'm not advising holy vandalism. Today we celebrate the man whose resume reads, an expert in angelic interpretations, silent strategist, patron of hopeless cases, a carpenter and foster dad to God. Imagine this scene in heaven. The saints dazzle in their vibrant colors, martyrs in royal red, miracle workers in shining gold, scholars with their scrolls and pen, and leaders in regal robes. From kings to preachers, their brilliance reflects extraordinary holiness and achievement. Yet among them stands St. Joseph. What dazzling colors do we find for him? No red of martyrs, no gold of world leaders, no pulpit of great preachers, no scroll of great authors. He looks clad in his simple workman's clothes in a simple workshop. A little hut with a sign over the door that says, Joseph and Son, Carpenters. But then, which of all the saints in heaven will have the last laugh when those great millions start telling their stories of their earthly accomplishment? Isn't it St. Joseph, the carpenter? Which of the other saints, except the Blessed Mother Mary, can say, every day for almost 30 years, I sat at table with this growing boy who was the Son of God. I daily watched him develop into his manhood. I taught him his prayers. I showed him how to make chairs and tables. I couldn't count the times I held him in my arms when he was tiny, the times he hugged me and kissed me, the meals we ate, the miles we traveled, and the joy we had in working together. Isn't that wonderful? Who else can say except St. Joseph? There is no mention of St. Joseph in the Gospels. No, he doesn't say anything. Yet his actions roar. He protected Mary when scandal loomed. He fled to Egypt under the cover of night. He taught Jesus to sing a hymn. Joseph's life whispers to us today, holiness isn't about noise. It is about noticing God's voice in dreams, noticing the dignity of others, noticing the sacred in the ordinary, wood, tools, sweat, and family. When heaven sent a memo, take Mary as your wife, he didn't panic, he obeyed. When God said, flee to Egypt, he didn't demand a 5-year plan. He just packed his bags and left. Joseph is the patron of those who hate drama. Got a problem? Fix it. A calling? Follow it. A rumor? Silence it. In our age of hot takes and cancel culture, Joseph models prudence, protecting reputations, and not weaponizing words. St. Joseph is also the patron saint of a happy death. He is the patron saint of the dying for 3 reasons. First, he is the eternal judge's foster father. Second, he is the terror of demons and the conqueror of hell. And third, the most beautiful. His was the most beautiful of deaths because he died in the arms of Jesus and Mary. So if you are weary of waiting for your miracle or tempted to hurl out a statue, remember Joseph. Trust the carpenter. After all, he built a throne, a home for the King of Kings from a pile of wood and, of course, a whole lot of love. St. Joseph, pray for us.